And so quite literally, people did in fact see God. They heard the words of God. They touched the physical hands of God. Well, that would be under the presupposition that Jesus was real. Yes, because it's an undeniable fact that Jesus of Nazareth was a real person. There is no respectable atheist scholar who would ever make the claim that he was not a real historic figure. Okay, but that doesn't mean he's God. Correct, but all the evidence around his life, that would provide a massive amount of evidence that Jesus is in fact God. Like what? Well, there's a plethora of extra-biblical documentation that is outside the Bible that would show that Jesus was claimed for doing things like miracles, that he was performing certain works that were outside the bounds of science. Those could have been magic tricks. Okay, but the people that he lived with, they're the ones who claimed that he came back from the dead. So quite literally for that would have to be like the most amazing magic trick ever produced, because they went to their deaths believing that that was real. Or they could have made it up. Well, if they made it up, psychologically, there's no way that they would be willing to die for something that they knew was a lie. But again, they were tortured. Some of them were filleted. Some of them were crucified. They were put to death in a horrible way simply because they said Jesus is God and that he rose from the dead. They could have been spared all of that if they just recanted, but none of them ever did. So then you're just basing it on what people have said. Yeah, in the same way I believe like all of history, because that's all history is the testimony of eyewitnesses. Like I believe that George Washington existed because we have documentation from people who knew him and were around for him, but I haven't seen him, I haven't smelled him or heard him for myself. We don't have any photographs of him. We have paintings of him, which is just art. So we have no evidence really necessarily for his existence outside of history, which is the documented recordings of those who were witnessing the events. But again, then you're just basing everything on what people said about a guy that they were obviously very biased towards. Yeah, that's true. Except that is only part of the evidence that I would have to support the claim that Jesus is God. Well, then what evidence do you have then? Well, there's the Bible. So you have a book. Well, I have a collection of 66 books. Okay, so if I just wrote down on a piece of paper that Jesus is God and gave it to you, you would believe it? Well, not at face value. Just because something is written down, that doesn't give it any kind of significance. Exactly, so then the Bible's a joke. Well, not exactly, because the Bible was written in an impossible way, and the Bible existing today is actually impossible. What do you mean? It's a book. Books can exist pretty easily, like How to Beat Depression with the Bible by Taylor Johnson. It's a book. It exists. Nothing special about it. Yeah, but the Bible is not just a book. The Bible is 66 different books written over a course of 2,000 years by over 40 different writers from 3 different continents in 3 different languages.